Well, hello. We've been waiting for you. Please sign in. We've got a busy day ahead. If you're new to this school, please use the keyboard to enter your name. Please enter and have a seat. Sit up straight. No slouching in this classroom. Is that gum in your mouth? Sorry, my mistake. If Professor Sparks had meant for me to fly, he'd have given me wings. But what could I do? This mission is too important. He startled me. I didn't think anyone would be here. Hey, you've got that, the transquizzer. Now be careful with that thing. Don't drop it. The future of the world may depend on that little machine in your hands. That is, if I'm not too late. There's just so little time and so much to do. Listen, I need your help, and if you think you can handle it, you can help me save the world. I am Android XL2, but you can call me Botley. That's what Professor Spark calls me. His daughter Polly calls me... Well, never mind what Polly calls me. I'm not getting to the point, am I? Here, let me start from the beginning. This morning, Polly's father, he left for another one of his famous inventors' conventions, and he programmed me to keep an eye on Polly. I'm supposed to keep her out of trouble. With Polly, that's always tough. But today, it was impossible. After coming home from school and madder than I've ever seen her, Polly locked herself in her father's secret chamber. Now, I really shouldn't tell you this because I've been programmed for secrecy. But this being a world emergency and all, well... The professor has an honest-to-goodness time machine up there, and it really works. Not only that, but Polly sent 25 of the other androids back in time. The whole world is changing, and the changes of Polly written all over them. Cars don't exist anymore, and now everyone has to travel by pogo stick. An orangutan has just been elected president of the United States in a landslide. And the Statue of Liberty is now the Statue of Licorice. It's all happening so quickly. But with your help, I think we can rescue all the androids and maybe stop the world from getting too weird. Just hand me the transquizzer. I think it's got all the information we need to get started. Cool. Now hang on tight and come with me. Well, this is it. Home sweet home. Polly should be inside.
Oh, that was funny. Watching that poor dumb robot flying back in time. I couldn't ask for a better way to spend the afternoon. In another day, the world will see the dawning of Polly's planet. Whoops! It seems there's someone at the door. Let's take a little peek. Oh, it's only Botley. He knows. Oh, Snotley, you're back. I've been looking for you.
My name is Botley.
I can see you brought help. And you've got the transquizzer.
She knows we need it to save the world.
Didn't my father teach you it's rude to tell secrets, Rutley? Well, I suppose he's told you his side of everything. But what does he know? Today, when I was at school, the teacher handed us a surprise quiz. I already knew all the answers, and she knew I knew them. So, just to have some fun, I made up my own answers to that dumb old quiz. But instead of laughing like she was supposed to, she gave me a big fat 0. I felt faint and short of breath. No one's ever given me a 0 before.
Well, that's not quite true, Polly. I remember just 2 weeks ago.
Be quiet, Plotley. This is my story. Anyway, after getting my first 0 ever, I got the most brilliant idea. Instead of settling for a bad grade, I changed history to match my answers.
So you sent 25 of your father's robots back in time to change history? How could you do that, Polly?
Please, Spotley, if you're so scared, why don't you just bring him back yourself? You've got my transquizzer. Now all you need are the questions on my history quiz. To make it so easy even you can figure it out, I'll leave the disc with the first part of the test on the first floor. That's 5 questions total. Just plug that disc into the transquizzer. Then figuring out where I sent the robots should be simple. Oh, by the way, you have to get in the house first. And I've changed the locks. Good luck!
Oh, that's just great. How are we going to get into the mountain? You see, the professor's lock system only opens when you reproduce the chimes you hear. Ring the doorbell to start the chimes. That will start the unlocking mechanism. Just listen closely and repeat what you've heard by clicking on the correct door panels. Way to go! All right. Nice work. Nice work. Only one more lock to go. That's it, you open the door. Now, be quiet and follow me. First, though, let me put this in a safe place. It's the utility belt that Professor Spark designed for me, and it's quite an achievement. Over there's a button that will take you out of any room in the mountain. The indicator next to it tells you how much energy is left to power the mountain. Now, if you ever need assistance, push on this button, and I'll do what I can to help. In the middle of the belt is the inventory. That's where we can store things we find in the mountain. The transquizzer, for instance. Professor Spark has set up a lot of games inside the mountain for Polly, me, and the other robots. If you click on this button, you can make some of them harder or easier to play. Finally, this score keeps track of how many invention points we earn. By opening the door, you've already earned a few points. Now, our destiny. This is the professor's home and laboratory. It's an entirely self-sufficient environment. We don't have to leave the mountain for anything. The professor even included recreational and cultural activities, so he and Polly wouldn't get bored. Over there's the kitchen, where we feature the very finest robot cuisine. Back there's the art gallery. Through that door is the music hall. When Polly takes her weekly music lesson there, the whole place clears out. Behind that door are stairs leading to the professor's jumbo electro generator. If necessary, we might have to go down there to power up. Finally, that stairway leads to the upper floors, filled with the professor's inventions. His most amazing invention, the time machine, is at the very top. Maybe later we'll have time to explore, but now we have to stop Polly from making the world too weird. To do that, we need to find that quiz disc. Hey, there it is! Pull out the transquizzer by clicking on the inventory button on... All right, it looks like the disc should be inserted in the slot near the top of the transquizzer.
Good morning, Polly. I hope you've studied for the quiz today. You may have a lot of natural ability, but even geniuses need to study.
That's Polly's teacher, Ms. Winkle. At that school on the hill, everything's state-of-the-art. All the quizzes are personalized, programmed, and videotaped by the teacher. Pretty cool, huh?
Now, today's quiz is all about inventions and discoveries, something you should know plenty about, Polly. But no fair asking your father for help. There are 25 questions total, Polly. 5 on each of the 5 discs I've passed out to you and the rest of the class. That's 5 different levels. So, sit up straight, put on your thinking cap, and select your first question.
Okay, what we should do first is select one of the quiz questions. Just click on any one of the 5 buttons near the bottom of the transquizzer. Since we've got to bring all the robots back, the order doesn't really matter. The yellow start button will play this question.
People once thought the Earth was the center of the universe and everything revolved around it. That's because when they looked up in the sky, the sun and the stars all appeared to be moving around the Earth. A nice idea, but appearances can be deceiving. Today we know that the Earth revolves around what? Miss Winkle, as everybody knows, I am the center of the universe. Yes, Polly, you're exactly right. The whole world revolves around you.
Heavens, Polly is just too much to bear. She used to think she was the center of the universe. Now she really is. We need to go back in time and straighten this mess out, or life as we know it will change drastically. Click on the inventory button to put away the transquizzer.
Well, it just so happens, Sotley, that I realized long ago that you would try to mess up my work, so I covered my tracks by hiding clues all over the mountain. 4 clues total.
Well, Polly, okay. It looks like we have no choice but to play by your rules, as unfair as they are. Just tell us what we need to find for this mission.
Relax, Gutley. It won't be so bad. I sent Russian robot Cosmobot to put me in the center of the universe. You can get him back if you find these 4 clues. A pig, a sundial, a postage stamp, and a dollar bill. But why mess up a good thing?
Cosmobot and I never used to get along, but now we're pals. I can't believe Polly reprogrammed him for her selfish purposes. We have to find those clues and get Cosmobot back. Keep still while I sense around for clues. Bingo! I've sensed a mission clue in the music hall. This is the door to the professor's concert hall, which he usually keeps locked so none of the less musical robots around here pound too hard on the piano. But the door doesn't open with a key. Instead, it uses a password. Hey, Beethoven!
Huh? Hello? Who's there? Oh, Bartley, it's just you. You should have called my name instead of just scuffling around out there.
Sure. Okay, listen, Polly's up to no good again, and we're trying to stop her. We're having trouble with this lock. Can you help us?
Now, Bartley, if I just gave you the answers, Polly would reboot me in a heartbeat. But if you're really having trouble figuring out one of the words, click on the button next to it, and I'll see what I can do. Good luck.
Okay. What you must do is unscramble the letters on the left side of the door to create 4 words.
Rain!
Hey, way to go!
Wind!
Great job! You're better at this than I am.
You do this to your soup before you eat it. Heat.
Great job! You're
Wet snow. Sleet.
Now that you've figured out all the words, you just need to unscramble the password.
That is correct. The password is weather.
The doors open, and the crowd goes wild. This is the Mountains Music Hall. This is where rehearsals are held by our award-winning all-robot chorus, headed by Maestro Trombot. Of course, thanks to Polly, half the members of the chorus are lost in time right now. Ah, to hear their sweet, dulcet tones just one more time. Maestro? Hey, Maestro!
Shh, Bartley. You'll misalign my perfect pitch sensors. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. There we go.
Sorry, Maestro, but Polly's put us all in a bit of a jam, and the future of civilization is at stake.
Mamma mia! If she would only practice her arias, she wouldn't have the time or the inclination to destroy the world. Music has such a civilizing influence. Although her voice, let's just say it's not music to my ears.
I heard that, Maestro. You just don't appreciate my instrument. Do-do-do-do, do-do-do-do-do.
Well, Polly, you do have a quality.
I've got scads and scads of quality. But what Notley here wants is the mission clue I hid here. In order to get it, though, he'll have to play me a song. Not just any song, though. I want to hear this song. And please play it right, Dingbot. My delicate ears can't handle even one sour note. You mess up, and you get nothing. Nada. Zilch. Nuts.
You know, if you like, you can play the organ with the top row of number keys on your keyboard.
Click on the music tablet to play that tune.
How did she... it seems that you have your work cut out for you, dear Bartley. You see, the music is all mixed up. If you want to hear how it's supposed to sound, click on me and I'll play it for you. Then you should have little trouble rearranging those musical phrases until they're in the right order. Click on the button next to the phrase to hear the music stored on it. Then click on the phrase to move it to another slot.
If you click on the play button, you can play the entire piece as it's arranged on the music tablet. You can even change the instrument it's played with by selecting one of the instruments on this panel. Way to go!
This song is called Yankee Doodle. In the old country, Italy, you know, a macaroni is a type of feather people used to wear in their hats. I bet you never knew that.
Beautiful work. Now put the mission clue in your inventory so we can This floor's empty. Let's try another one. You'll see that as we go up higher in the mountain, the professor's inventions get more secret and bizarre. Here we have the professor's delicate biosphere. And over there, we have the professor's shrinkomatic, an easy way to shed a few robot pounds. That tram there will take us even further up into the mountain, and to some of the professor's other inventions, including his famous time machine. If you want to go back to the first floor, click on these stairs. Quiet now. I'm going to sense out this area. Great. I've got a strong reading in the professor's biosphere. There's also a mission clue in the shrinking machine room. This is Professor Sparks' masterpiece. Well, one of them anyway. He calls it the... something or other. We call it the shrinkomatic. It can reduce anything or anyone to the size of a medium-large molecule with the help of my good friend Egbert.
Oh, yes. So if you want to know about any of my wonderful specimens, just pick up this analyzer and click on it. But please, don't hurt the specimens.
Well, that'll come in handy when you go searching for the mission clue, because I miniaturized it and hid it inside one of those specimens.
Which specimen, Polly? Give us a hint.
Okay, Potley, okay. Anything to stop your whining. Egghead bought this specimen at the hardware store. When he tried to use it, he smashed his thumb.
With this specimen, a smashed thumb would be the least of my worries.
So we have to figure out which specimen Polly is talking about. That's where Egbert will come in handy. Use his analyzer to get information on any of the specimens and to help you determine which is the right one. When you think you know the right specimen, hand the analyzer back to Egbert. You can then move the specimen over to the shrinkomatic. Once it's there, Egbert can shrink me to the size of a molecule. Then I can dive into the specimen and find what we're looking for. Choose carefully. Do you think that's the right specimen? If so, just click on the microscope on the floor.
Ready, Botley? Hold on tight. It is some ride, I'm told.
Oh my! If you chose the right specimen, the object Polly hid should be somewhere inside that giant molecular thingamabob up there. You just have to bat me into that stuff until it's revealed. Click on the mouse button to launch me into inner space, then use the mouse to move the magnet. I can't stay small forever, though, so try to get through the molecules before I return to my regular size. I won't last more than 10 rounds in here, so you have to work quick. Click on the mouse to launch me. Way to go! You freed the clue that Polly hid. Now put it into your inventory so we can get back to saving life as we know it. Okay, all sensors indicate that Polly hid a mission clue in the Professor's biosphere. See that glass dome? That's Professor Spark's biosphere. In it, he can grow anything he wants from any part of the world. It's kind of like a vegetable zoo. And to protect the biosphere from outside contamination, the professor has set up a remote control way of working inside it. See over there? Those are explorers the professor designed to fly into the biosphere. And on that monitor is where you can watch the explorer as you maneuver it anywhere you want. Inside, there are 5 different environments to check out. A desert, a rainforest, a mountain range, a grassland, and even an ocean. Each one contains plants and animals you might find in those places.
Oh, Muttley, over here. Daddy doesn't deserve all the credit. I planted some things in the biosphere, too.
Sure, Polly. Whatever you say.
I did. You don't have to believe me, but I just thought you might be interested in knowing that I planted a mission clue in there. You can't get your poor robot friend back without it. Don't expect me to tell you where I hid it, though. That would be too easy.
Polly, the biosphere's huge. You're expecting us to find a needle in the haystack, so to speak.
Relax, Nutley. I know Daddy didn't exactly overload you with smarts. I guess I can even the playing field and give you some hints along the way. And here's your first hint. Get one of those explorers launched. Even you should be able to understand that.
Boy, someday. Well, let's launch one of these babies and see what Polly's got in store for us inside that biosphere. Click on the launch button on the console to send the explorer inside. Okay, now we can navigate the explorer around the biosphere by watching it on this monitor. Click on the monitor for a closer look. This is weird. It seems like the explorer is underground. I guess what we need to do is fly up into the biosphere. That should be right above us. To fly the explorer, use the arrow keys on your keyboard. Press the up arrow to blast the explorer forward, and press the left and right arrows to rotate it.
You could think for a million years, but you'll still never get this question right. What do you call a rock in the shape of an ancient snail shell? A fossil, a mollusk, or a shellfish? Wait till next time. Here's a really slippery question. Which of the following is not a reptile? A snake, an eel, or an iguana? That was way too easy. I hope this question doesn't make you blow up, Bloatley. Which is created by an underwater volcano? A tropical island, an oasis, or a geyser? You're out of there. Don't run aground on this question. Which is alive? An adobe hut, a coral reef, a seashell? Just a lucky guess. yourself in over your head with this question. Which plant can grow a foot a day? The giant sequoia, giant kelp, or lichen? Big deal, you got one right. Welcome to my world. Now get to work. Which animal lives part of the day underwater? A limpet, an elf owl, or a dolphin? Oh, so sorry. Look, it's a yellow-bellied bottom feeder. Oh, it's only you, Rotley. Which of the following is microscopic in size? A baobab tree, an elf owl, or plankton? Big deal, you got one right. Good job! We're above ground. The professor reproduced 5 different environments here. You have to find the one where Polly hid her clue. Press the space bar to launch a probe. It'll give you an eyewitness view of what's down there. Then match what you find with Polly's hints. When you think you figured out the right environment, land the Explorer in the designated landing pad. Each environment has one.
Sipalizer readout. This animal lives on the nectar produced by flowers. This is a bee.
Touchdown! You landed safely. Now, if you want to open this box, click on a key on the console.
Noticed. Located. The point on a mountain too high for any tree to grow. This is the tree line.
Hey! Great, you got the clue. Now click on it and put it in your... There are no mission clues on this floor. Let's go to another floor. Yes! We're at the very top of the mountain. Just knowing what's up here gives me chills. Still, I'd go anywhere and face any danger to save my fellow robots. Over there we have the professor's observatory. Once, a while ago, he caught Polly spying on the neighbors with the telescope. Boy, did she get a nice long time out. In that room is a little obstacle course, sort of a robot boot camp. The professor uses it to test out his new robots. Of course, I passed with flying colors when I was tested, but sometimes he comes across a robot with a few bugs that need to be worked out. If you want to go back downstairs, just click on the tram. Oh, and over there, behind those forbidding stone doors, that's where the professor stores the time machine. There's no way to open it, though, until we have all of Polly's mission clues and, of course, enough invention points. Hey, I'll need some silence while I try to sense this area out. I'm getting a strong clue reading in the observatory. NASA has nothing over Professor Spark. Just take a look at this place. It's here that the professor conducts all his top-secret astronomical experiments. Way ahead of his time, of course. Hey, did you know that the professor landed a rocket ship on the moon years before Neil Armstrong ever set foot on it? Just kidding.
I guess you could say that you can get a mission clue here, but it's not exactly in this room. In fact, it's not even in this solar system, because I used one of Daddy's rockets to ship it into deep space. Special delivery. You won't find it by just looking around the void. You'll have to figure out exactly where to look.
How do we do that, Polly? Space is a big place.
Well, just because I'm such a nice girl, I'll give you a teeny-weeny hint. There you go. I just sent the hint flying off toward the new black hole Daddy recently discovered. If you really work fast, you might rescue the hint before it gets sucked up into another dimension. Then again, maybe you'll fail. Scary, huh?
Don't worry, we might have a chance. Professor Spark recently launched a whole series of space probes into the black hole. I think we can use it to intercept Polly's radio transmission. Just click on the telescope and we'll get started. Is this cool or what? 1 minute we're in Professor Spark's observatory, and the next we're looking into space 300,000 light years away at a humongous black hole. See that? That was Polly's radio transmission, and the radio wave circling inside the black hole is part of Polly's hint. Unless you blast it out of there, it's gonna get sucked into a different dimension. That's one of Professor Spark's space probes. Don't worry, it's strong enough to resist the intense gravitational pull of the black hole, and it packs laser beams powerful enough to knock Polly's radio transmission to safety. You can actually spin the ship by using the arrow keys on your keyboard. To shoot the ship's laser beam, press the spacebar on your keyboard. Whenever you hit a radio transmission packet head-on, you'll knock it 1 light year away from the center of the black hole. When you collect 4 radio packets, you've got Polly's entire hint, ready for unscrambling. Another asteroid bites the dust. That's way to maneuver! You got another radio wave packet. Wait a minute! Fantastic! You destroyed an asteroid! Way to maneuver! You got another radio wave packet! That's it! Now it's time to decode Polly's message. This is the Professor's alien transmission decoding device. It comes in handy when it comes to decoding transmissions from extraterrestrial beings. The catch is, he hasn't yet found any alien transmissions to decode. Still, we can use it to read Polly's hint. I guess you can call that an alien transmission. Here comes the radio transmission you intercepted from the grip of the black hole. What a drag. Polly's hint is all scrambled. I couldn't make any sense out of that, but you managed to find a real sentence. Great! Hey, you make quick sense out of that messy sentence. But wait, there's more to be done. Great! You decoded one of the sentences. Something's not right. We gotta fix this sentence. Great! You decoded the entire hint.
I made the days longer than the nights. I made flowers grow tall and days grow warm. How did I do all these things? I brought spring to ancient people.
Way to go! The hint is unscrambled. Now we just have to go to the star chart and figure out where in the universe she sent our clue. This is the Professor's star chart. It's really like a map that shows the locations of all the billions of stars that we can see from Earth. Of course, there are billions more we can't see. In the old days, people used to navigate by the stars. This map would have come in handy then. Move the pointer over any of the constellations to find out their names. If you want to know more about one of the constellations, just click on it.
Sagittarius represents Chiron, the king of the centaurs. The centaurs were men from the waist up and horses from the waist down. Chiron the archer points his arrow at the heart of the scorpion. He was brave and wise. Chiron arranged the stars into constellations so that men could use them to tell directions and to foresee the changing seasons. The stars Andromeda was almost killed by a sea monster in Greek mythology, but luckily she was saved by the hero Perseus. Auriga couldn't walk, so he invented a chariot to carry him around. 4 horses pulled the beautiful chariot. It worked so well that the gods honored Auriga by placing his image in the night sky. Leo the lion is the 5th constellation in the zodiac. Leo doesn't really look like a lion, though. Some people think he looks like a backwards question mark. In Greek mythology, Leo was a monstrous beast who came down to earth as a shooting star. Leo then began eating every person and animal in sight before Hercules destroyed it. A corona borealis is a golden crown in the sky, made by the Greek god of fire. Pisces is the last constellation in the zodiac, and its name is Latin for fishes. In Greek mythology, the 2 fishes of Pisces are the goddess Aphrodite and her son Eros, who were once transformed into fishes when a monster chased them into the sea. Sagittarius represents Chiron, the king of the centaur. Cetus is a sea monster who in Greek mythology was killed by the hero Perseus. Eridanus is a mythical river that flows across the night sky. When once the son of Helios, god of the sun, steered his father's chariot too close to the earth, Zeus shot a thunderbolt out of the sky, and the son of Helios fell into the river Eridanus. Orion the hunter is the brightest constellation in the winter sky, and in Greek mythology, the most handsome man in the world. He is the easiest to pick out. Look for his uplifted club in one hand, his feet wide spread, and his belt around his waist. Carina represents the keel of Jason's ship, the Argo. Without a keel, a ship would sink into the ocean. Pupus represents the stern or back of the Argo. The Argo was powered by 50 oars. Jason and the Argonauts sailed across the Black Sea in the Argo to steal the Golden Fleece. Pyxis is a ship's compass. It guides Jason and the Argonauts on their perpetual journey through the heavens. Vela is the sails of Jason's ship. The wind of the heavens guides the ship through the starry night sky. Hydrus is the little cousin of Hydra. Both are monstrous water snakes. Libra is the scales that ancient Egyptians believed weighed the soul after death. On one side of the scales went the soul, and on the other went the feather of truth. If the soul was lighter than the feather of truth, it went to heaven. If sins made the soul heavier, the soul went to the underworld to be punished. Scorpio is the shape of a scorpion with its tail curved upward to sting. The scorpion's sting is deadly. Scorpions come out at night, just like the stars, and creep into bedding, shoes, and clothes left on the ground. Tucana is named after the beautiful toucan, a bird from South America with a very large bill. Grus is a long-necked crane. It was put in the sky by the Greek god Hermes, who believed that the crane was sacred. Capricorn is a goat with the tail of a fish. In the ancient Middle East, Capricorn appeared in the winter sky. The fishtail represented the rains of winter. It was hoped that the half of Capricorn representing the goat would scamper out of the sky and take the rainy winter with him. Aquarius means water-bearer in Latin, because people believed he carried water to the gods. But Aquarius was a constellation that ancient people feared. It appeared in the winter, and winter brought rain and sometimes deadly floods. Virgo was a beautiful young woman who in Greek mythology left the earth because humans acted so badly. Virgo's star, Spica, is one of the brightest stars in the sky. It shines 1,400 times brighter than the sun, but its light travels over 200 years to reach Earth. The star Cancer is the Latin name for crab. Can you see the crab's claws? Cancer is also the dimmest constellation in the zodiac. It is almost impossible to see with the naked eye. In Greek mythology, Cancer was a crab that was sent by the gods to attack Hercules. But because he was so powerful, Hercules crushed the crab after it bit him on the foot. Gemini means twins. This constellation is named after Castor and Pollux. Castor and Pollux were mythical twin brothers. The ancient Greeks and Romans prayed to Castor and Pollux to help them win battles and to rescue them from shipwrecks. Auriga couldn't walk, so he invented a chariot. Taurus is the bull in the night sky. In Greek mythology, the bull was Zeus, the leader of all the gods, who transformed himself into a beast to kidnap Europa, the beautiful daughter of a king. Perseus is a hero famous in Greek mythology for killing the monster Medusa. With a head full of snakes instead of hair, Medusa was so horrible that the sight of her could turn people into stone. Cassiopeia was the wife of a king. In Greek mythology, she was punished by the sea god Poseidon for claiming she was more beautiful than the nymphs of the sea. Andromeda was almost killed by a sea monster in Greek mythology, but luckily she was saved by the hero Perseus. Aries looks like a powerful ram, but its stars don't twinkle brightly. Still, it was the most important constellation to ancient people. When Aries appeared in the sky just before dawn, people knew that winter was coming to an end. Pisces is the last constellation in the zodiac, and its name is Latin for fishes. In Greek mythology, the two fishes of Pisces are the goddess Aphrodite and her son Eros, who were once transformed into fishes when a monster chased them into the sea. Pegasus is the winged horse. Neptune invented him from a scoop of white sea foam and some blood and sand. Pegasus angered the god Zeus. As a punishment, he carried thunderbolts across the sky. Ursa Minor is the little cousin of Ursa Major. Known as the Little Bear, Ursa Minor looks like a small version of the Big Dipper. That's why it's called the Little Dipper. Ursa Major, the Great Bear, is the one constellation everyone knows. That's not because Ursa Major looks like a bear. It's because it has 7 stars that form the Big Dipper. Delphinus is the dolphin of the heavens, placed there by the great god of the sea, Poseidon. Cygnus is the swan who flies through the night sky with his long neck. The star Deneb is one of the brightest stars you can see. It shines with the light of 10,000 suns. It is 1,630 light-years away, which is a very long way to fly. Lyra looks like a small harp called a lyre. According to Greek legend, the lyre was invented by the god Hermes. Hermes found an empty turtle shell on the ground and stretched strings across the empty shell. Hermes loved to pluck the strings of his instrument. Hercules stands in the night sky, holding a mighty club, his favorite weapon. In Greek mythology, he was the son of a god and a mortal who grew up to surpass all other men in size, strength, and fighting skill. The Greeks believed that Hercules killed the lion Leo. Draco is the dragon who guarded the golden apples of Hera, queen of the Greek gods. When Hercules was ordered to steal the golden apples, he first had to kill Draco with a poison arrow. Corona Borealis is a golden crown in the sky, made by the Greek god of fire. Bures is one of the oldest constellations, sometimes called the hunter or the herdsman. He follows the Great Bear and keeps all the other heavenly animals together in the sky.
2 hours later.
Way to go! You picked the right constellation, and now the ship is heading back here. We made it! All right, now put the clue into the inventory for safekeeping. Then, all right, we got all the mission clues. Now all we need is enough invention points. We need 1,000 total. We're gonna have to play some of the games on this floor to win some more points. Let's check out the robot obstacle course. This is the most dangerous part of the mountain. That's why Professor Spark uses it as an obstacle course for testing out new robots. With all the treacherous paths and sharp turns, it's the perfect way to test out the latest in robot navigation. Terrific! Polly has nothing over you. All right! Take the invention points and put them in your inventory. We've got everything we need. Take a deep breath and click on the time machine door back there. Wow! Excuse me if I sound sort of odd, but I wasn't sure we'd make it to the time machine mission control. It's impressive, huh? This is Professor Spark's most important work to date, the time machine extraordinaire. The professor created it so he could witness the invention of anything you can think of. Just go back in time and observe. He would never meddle, not like Polly. When he finds out what she's been up to, I wouldn't be surprised if she's in for some serious time out. Now we need to figure out where we have to go in history to complete this mission. That odd-looking machine will help with that task. It's called the Wheel of Invention, and by using Polly's mission clues, we can figure out which inventor we need to find. The professor tried to ensure that not just anybody could use the time machine. You need to know something about history, science, art, a little bit of everything, really. So click on the wheel and let's get going. We finally made it! This is where we bring everything together and figure out how to find the robot that Polly sent back in time. This is the professor's Wheel of Invention. It's an obstacle to the time machine. You see, some of the robots kept wanting to travel back in time to taunt the early computers, but you can't have that. So the professor devised a little quiz that's too difficult for the robots. But hopefully it's not too difficult for you. Oh, brother. Polly's reprogrammed the wheel so it's no longer just a quiz. It's a quiz show! It seems the show's called Pollywood Squares. You're the first contestant.
This is how you play. Answer 3 questions for each of the clues you collected. You'll find out what, when, where, and who. All the information you need to create a profile of your mission.
Once the game begins, you gotta work fast and try to answer each question on the first try. That way you'll win the time key faster and win the most points. Ready, set, okay, let's begin. Just click the on button to start.
Ladies and gentlemen, kids and robots of all ages, it's time to play Pollywood Squares with your telegenic host, me, Monty Monitor. Answer all the questions correctly, and you'll be sent back in time, all expenses paid, to rescue poor Cosmobot. Your first clue is a pork chop. The pork chop will show you what your mission is all about. I love pork chops, and I'm not the only one. Pork chops can be found in cuisines all around the world. Pork chops come from which farm animals? That's right. Pork chops come from pigs. So does ham and bacon. It's all pork and it comes from pigs. Pigs are the only animals besides humans whose skin can get what painful condition? You're right! Hey! Pigs get sunburns just like people. Sunburns are caused by overexposure to the powerful rays of the sun. Our sun is actually a star. It's the center of a group of heavenly bodies known as what? You did it! Yay! Another word for sun is solar. That's why they call it the solar system.
Aha! So it seems that Polly sent Cosmobot back to the time in history when the solar system was discovered. But where was that?
Your second clue is a postage stamp, and it will tell you where in the world your mission will take you. Postage stamps are a way to pay for sending letters and packages. Before postage stamps were invented, the person who received a letter had to pay for it, not the person who sent it. The postage stamp was first invented by an Englishman named Rowland Hill. What country did the English inventor of the postage stamp come from? That's right! Oh, jolly good! English people come from England, and England is part of the United Kingdom of Great Britain. Now, let's see how good you are at geography. Great Britain is located on which continent? Right! Oh, Great Britain is in Europe, the second smallest continent on Earth. What country is located in the very center of the continent of Europe? France is in Western Europe. Correct! Yes! Poland is a large country in the center of Europe. Polish people make delicious pork sausages and dance to a unique style of music called polka. Poland's also the place where the solar system was first discovered.
Thanks, Monty. We now know that the solar system was discovered in Poland. What we don't know is when it was discovered and by whom.
The third clue is a dollar bill. It will tell you when in history the solar system was discovered. If you had $1 million bills, you'd be a millionaire. The first kid ever to earn $1 million was a famous movie star named Shirley Temple. The dollar gets its name from a coin once used in a European country, known for its mountains, castles, beer, and frankfurters. Which country was that? Wunderbar! In Germany, the coin they call the dollar was made out of a precious metal. Precious metals are metals that are not commonly found on Earth. Which of the following metals is a precious metal? No, Steve, that's right. Silver is a valuable precious metal that is often used for making coins. Silver was first used to make the German dollar 500 years ago. Which is the earliest year you could have used a German dollar to buy a frankfurter? That's right! In 1531, the silver coin called the dollar could have bought you plenty of German frankfurters. 1531 also happens to be the year when the solar system was discovered.
We're almost there. All we need to find out is the person in Poland who discovered the solar system in 1531.
This is your fourth and final clue. The sundial will tell you who first discovered the solar system. A sundial tells the time as a shadow moves across a surface marked with the hours of the day. The Egyptians invented the sundial 5,000 years ago, and it was one of the earliest ways of measuring time. A sundial works due to the movement of what heavenly body? No! Try again. You are correct! Ha ha! Even though the sun creates the shadow that moves across a sundial, it's really the Earth that's moving, not the sun. While the Earth spins, it also moves around the sun. What is the Earth's movement around the sun called? That's right! Ha ha! The Earth revolves around the sun. It takes 1 year to make one revolution. Who discovered that the Earth revolves around the sun? Right you are! Copernicus was the Polish astronomer who discovered the solar system in 1531. Before his discovery, people thought that everything revolved around the Earth.
Okie dokie, we got all the information we need. Now, on to the time machine. We've got to go to... Wow! I never thought I'd see the inside of this thing. Pretty cool, huh? The professor made it clear this time machine was off limits to anyone but him. But with Polly about to send the world out of control, I think the professor would understand. That looks like our window into the past. Look, all the information you found at the wheel is now neatly in place up there. I guess the time key did that. This lever looks important. Click on me if you think I should pull it. Maybe it'll start things up. Next stop, Poland, to visit the great scientist Copernicus. He's about to discover that the sun is the center of the solar system. There's Copernicus on the brink of making his great discovery. But look, Polly has reprogrammed the Russian robot Cosmobot to paint her picture on the model of the sun. Nyet, Cosmobot, nyet! Thanks to Cosmobot, Copernicus has decided that the Earth revolves around Polly. And we thought she had a swelled head before. Hit the recall button! It's our only chance! We did it! Cosmobot's back home and the cosmos is back in order. Now hold on while I steer this contraption back. Phew, we made it back. Always a good sign. Press the back button on the utility belt to leave the time machine. We need to put this robot to rest. This is where the professor stores all his time-traveling robots. I call it the Robot Roost. Believe you me, these guys have been around the block a few times. The problem is, we have to get them all back from the different places and times that Polly sent them. Right now, though, it's 1 down and 24 to go. You gotta start somewhere. Just let me store this robot for safekeeping. A long rest is sorely needed. Polly's sent plenty more back in time, so let's start another mission.
Plotley, what am I going to do with you? Are you trying to make me fail this test? I guess I'll have to make it a little tougher on you to get the next robot.
All right, we still got places to go and robots to rescue. Click on the inventory to start a mission.